from downtown Minneapolis. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us inside beautiful U.S. Bank Stadium, the home of the Vikings. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. On the Chicago sideline, you see the Bears head coach. His squad losers last week after a victory in the season opener. On the other sideline, it is the Vikings head coach, Kevin O'Connell. His team fell on the road last week trying to turn things around in front of the home folks here. Right to the air from the 30 on the first play. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. A big play right out of the gate on the first play. 31 yards.
The Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Both pre-snap and post-snap, this is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and out of the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw. You can't put it in a better spot. I mean, that's just a big-time play.
Now, faking the give. That's to Odunze again. And it'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. It's a pickup of 13 yards. Good for a Bears first down.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. And this is too far out in front. That one's incomplete. He was looking to get it to DJ Moore. And that will lead to a 2nd down.
So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner. Next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down. He'll look to throw. That's taken in, and it's Rico Dowdle. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now it's decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down?
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the stick.
Bears offense ready to get going with their 2nd possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10.
Let's go now. 19, Tiger, now go.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. A throw left side, but it's incomplete. Holston Loveland was the intended receiver. It's 2nd down.
Seems like there was some miscommunication that time. They clearly weren't on the same page. That's something that they've got to get on the sideline and get corrected as soon as possible, because I think they just missed out on what could have been a big play.
Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
As you can probably imagine, Mike, this one really burns me. I mean, man, I wish my fellow tight ends catch every ball the entire game, but to be this open and not come down with it, I'm going to have to set a reminder. Next year at TEU, we're going to have to bring out some jugs machines.
And he looks to be a bit short of the line. And that is going to bring up 4th down.
A gain of 9.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the 1st down line to gain to try to
The Bears offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. So we've seen from the start of the season the change in the kickoff rule, the ball coming out to the 35 instead of the 30. Greg, as you talk to folks around the league, there's been a little bit of a change philosophically in how to approach even when you kick a field goal in the NFL.
Yeah, and I think so much of the initial conversation is, how does the kickoff team handle it? Do you pooch it? Do you kick it out the back of the end zone? And I think there's going to be a wide array of approach. But maybe the part that doesn't get talked about enough, Mike, is how the new kickoff rule actually changes how you play the game offensively. So think if you have the ball inside the 5-yard line, it's 4th and goal from the 3. In the old days, right, the days that we all remember where a touchback following a score, in this case a field goal try, you would kick the ball out of the back of the end zone, hopefully, and it would be a touchback, and you would lose 17 yards. Instead of on a failed 4th down from the 3, your opponent getting the ball at the 3-yard line, they would now get it 17 yards deeper at the 20.
And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 72 yards. Touchdown, Chicago. A beautiful combination in the air there, the pass downfield, and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. They'll work in a tie game here in the 2nd quarter and get started with 1st and 10.
Got it. Ready? Set up. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
He's just unable to secure the catch through the contact, and really nice job timing that hit up by the defense. And at this point, all you can do is get up, get back in the huddle, and hope your quarterback gives you another shot.
2nd and 10. Back to throw. That's a short one caught by Loveland. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Set. 19, 18.
They'll look to throw. He's got a man. That's DJ Moore. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
First down.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
That one good for 26 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
And that ball incomplete over the middle.
Back in the day, Mike, you know how they decided who played offense and who played defense? The guys who caught the ball better played offense, and the guys who couldn't play defense. And now, that's obviously not the case anymore. But this is one of those that still gives defensive players a bad rap.
That's over the middle and taken by Loveland. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
Open man, that's Luther Burden. So now timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in the second quarter.
It's 4th down.
The field goal unit staying put. They're going to line up and go for this on 4th down. That's complete. It's Odunze. And he's not going to get away. They got him right down after the catch. Great rally to the ball to force a turnover on down.
And here we have a real gutsy call here, Mike, early in this game offensively. I think you're giving up a surefire field goal attempt, but at the same time, you're demonstrating to your players, hey, offense, I have a lot of trust in you, and let's see if they have this same approach as the rest of this game plays on.
Bears offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Pass taken in by Dowdle. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 was that one. They'll get 11 there. And that's a quick first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Another great throw, and that's been the story as you check out these numbers. I mean, he has done everything this team has asked of him and more.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10.
70 Lions.
He'll drop to throw. And that'll be incomplete. What turns out to be the final play of this third quarter. So we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
60 bicep, go!
Back to the air one more time. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. They might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
Yards to go.
Here we go, sack!
He's got his tight end. It's Loveland. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
Another Bears 1st down. A gain of 15.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Now, after that last play, we have an injured Bear on the field. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Go!
They'll look to throw again. Ah, the pressure, too much, and he goes down. They need one right now. 3rd and long.
It's 3rd down. 3rd and long.
Now they'll set up to throw. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there and make things difficult defensively. It sets up 4th down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find...
The Bears offense ready to get back at it. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. He's got Loveland free left side. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning remain as we get set for 1st and 10.
A gain of 13 yards. 1st down, Chicago.
And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds.
Now listen, I'm going to give the guy credit. It was a really nice catch, keeping his feet inbounds along the sidelines. It just doesn't amount to much in the grand scheme of things.
They'll look to throw yet again. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
3rd and 5.
Open man left side. He's got it. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
It's a gain of 37.
It's a big play when they needed it the most. 37 yards.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
This is 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
They'll drop to throw. He'll go right back to Loveland. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
It's a gain of 2.
Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10.
2 yards on the play. And the Bears 1st down.
And that's over everybody. Out of the back of the end zone. It is incomplete. Rome Odunze, the one he was looking for.
2nd and 10.
And it'll lead to a 2nd down. Throwing now from the gun. That one to the end zone, but incomplete.
The game is there for the taking. They control their own destiny, but this brings up a really big 3rd down here. But remember, they don't have to force it and push the ball past the sticks. Even if they come up short, they still have 4th down in their back pocket to try to extend this drive and see if they can pull out the win here late.
That one broken up. It is incomplete. This defensive secondary, they have been really a no-fly zone all game long. It continues here and brings up 4th down. is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on down.
So you roll the dice on offense and you fail. But now you can't give up. Your defense has to go out there and get a stop. You have all 3 timeouts.
So a win here for the Vikings. That was a game that was in doubt till the very end. But they were able to hold on and come away with the victory.
beautiful South Florida. There's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Miami Dolphins. On the visiting sideline, their head coach. His guy's been on a 2-game slide since winning their opener a few weeks back. Then on the Dolphins side, you've got Mike McDaniel. His guys ready to feed off the energy in this building as they try to win one in front of the home crowd. Chicago offense set to get started. Now a play fake here on first down. That's complete. Luther Burden. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Back to throw now on first down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The Bears at 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. And they got off to the good start, but then 2 straight losses since.
And now you start to wonder about what this does for a team's morale, how it affects their psyche, because, let's face it, you work all summer pointing toward that opening game, you get the win, but then you don't carry it on from there. How will they bounce back from these losses and try and get right?
The Bears on the move. They've got another first down.
And defensively here, it's hard to overlook the fact that this is an offense that's dead last in the NFL in rushing. So this back 7's going to be tested. Heck, might be more of a back 8. No doubt about that. And they surrender the catch here and the first down.
That complete. It's Tyler Scott with it. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. From the 25, here's 2nd and 4. They'll look to throw again. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 13-yard line.
And not all spectacular catches are the result of a pass that maybe was not thrown quite right. Sometimes it's thrown in the perfect spot, and you have to just go get it. And he did that right there.
No fear there in the middle of the field. They run here with Rico Dowdle. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it 2nd down and 11.
Ready? Shut up. Nice.
Back to throw here. And his throw is incomplete.
My high school coach John Ford used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. The Dolphins do the job defensively there, and now it brings up 4th.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Open man, right side is his running back. It's complete downfield. 25 yards that time.
5 yards on the play. That's good for a Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
This one was all about clearing space for this play to work because he's going to leak out of the backfield to his right, then angle his way up the field, and a really pretty throw to put it on him and create the big play downfield.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Oh, they'll certainly be on the tablets going over that one for sure. Clearly they were expecting something else out of the defense and couldn't adjust to make that completion happen.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Luther Burden, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears have taken the lead.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because...
And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He whiffles complete, caught by Moore. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. And even 50 yards.
The Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
I'll tell you what, this is not going to be a fun discussion at halftime for this defense. They've been absolutely taken advantage of in the first half. And here's another play for big, big yardage.
Over the middle, complete. That's Ford. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. So here are the Bears to take over on offense. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. They go play action here on first down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
On the ground, it's Ford. And he goes out right around the 39. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
That's good. For up Bears, first down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
19, Tiger, 9.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Got an open man, it's Scott. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
2nd and 1.
2nd down and a yard. They'll set up to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion for us there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on first.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. How do you break down his game so far? Just the 1 touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't, not until you balance it with the error side. You know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack. I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That'll be caught. It's Scott. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
Complete to Tyler Scott. A gain of 17 yards. It's 4th down.
The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. They'll be hoping to work a little clock and try to add on to this slim 4th quarter lead. But whatever happens on this drive, certainly a huge fumble recovery by their defense at this juncture. They'll try and start this drive in the air. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, the connection they've had has been excellent today, but not on that snap. I think he was asking just a little too much as he extended that play, hoping for one more completion with him.
Here we go.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. A throw left side taken in by Kmet. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Let's go.
On the run, it's Dowdle. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 45-yard line. They run again with Dowdle. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Half the 60. Half the 60.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet.
First down pass. Complete to Cole Kmet. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. 2nd and a couple. A running play, it's Dowdle. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run.
This defense needs a big play in the worst way because so far they're not putting up much of a fight. If they don't get a stop here soon, this game could be over for them.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They run here with Dowdle. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Look at this, a tight end carry. The broken tackle could not free him as he's brought down at the 10-yard line. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down.
Here we go, set. Let's go.
Now a handoff running for the middle. And he'll be tackled after a gain of 4, still 3 yards short, 4th down.
At the 6-yard line. A 4-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Well, obviously, Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game. But, hey, they got enough points to get the job done. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. In such a low-scoring game, it completely changes everything you had planned to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win. And in this type of a game, to play their defense, that became one of their biggest keys.
So for the Bears, it'll be a .500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Meanwhile, for Miami, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.
The Bears game is over, but his work isn't done yet. The media wants his thoughts on what decided this game and where the responsibility belongs.
Ready? Cougar 19.
has come to upstate New York. Fall colors abound, and we welcome you inside Highmark Stadium here in Orchard Park. Today we've got a Week 5 matchup in store here, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Buffalo Bills.
Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And if you look back to last week, it was all about their defense. Anytime you hold an NFL team to single digits, that's saying something.
Meanwhile, for our... And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They'll look to throw here on first down. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. So much for coming out throwing as it leads to an early second down and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore.
Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up.
We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. They'll drop to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And we're going to see the ball in the air quite a bit here. This is a top 5 passing offense in the NFL. And they certainly like to get everybody involved. So this defense, they're going to have to be able to counterpunch somehow. They couldn't there, and it's an opening drive, first down.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Let's go.
Now the first carry here for the running back. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. But now he appears to be in some pain.
We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park.
Third and 12.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the throw there going to be incomplete. One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game.
The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there?
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Teron Johnson able to pick it. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
So a first interception thrown for him there, and last time out, of course, he threw the interception. Then they gave up the touchdown, surrendered the lead. So now working from behind here, 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Second and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Now back to throw. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Back to throw now on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately... Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football is certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. That's Matt Milano firing in from his linebacker position.
Here we go. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
6-0 our score after one. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it facing a second and long situation. They'll set up a throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet. Well, he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1.
A short gain that doesn't get a...
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Now pass complete to Moore. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 2 yards to go, second down.
Let's go. Let's go.
They're going to look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. So instead of fourth down, first down.
Well, so much for winning the down you put a lot of emphasis on, because third down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
Back to throw again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
There's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
They'll look to throw again. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Second down pass. Intercepted.
So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And they'll start with great field position, trying to get back into this one. It's 1st and 10 here. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And his throw here's incomplete.
They started this drive backed up against the wall by the turnover. But I love their fight. Planted their feet and forced the incompletion on first down.
Here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to be intercepted. Third time. And the Bills are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down at a yard. Back to throw. That's complete. Luther Burden. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
A gain of 6. And the Bears first down. It's a gain of 6. First down, Bears.
Ready? 19 Tigers, go!
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And brought down there by Taylor Rapp.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Let's go now. Cowboy 80.
2nd and 9 now. He rifles complete. Caught by Moore. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That's good for the Bears. First down.
He'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 28. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
That's another Bears first down.
But look what we have here, a sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try and move the football. But right now, they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
He's got Turner. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Now they'll run it on the toss. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
Well, as far as plays go, there's nothing to write home about on that one because that one gets some negative yardage. But if you do want to find a positive, he found a way to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
And it'll be intercepted. And the Bills are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Intercepted. The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. With his guys trailing here in the fourth, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, you're 2 scores down. You take it upon yourself now to play perfect or near-perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game. But it's also tough to do when you're trying to avoid errors, yet still play perfect football.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know, what do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Turner. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've got momentum going, so you know I'm a big advocate. Get back from the line of scrimmage. Throw another play at them while you've got them locked on their heels.
And he's taken down inside the 30.
16 more yards. That's another Bears 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 more there and another 1st down. What a throw right there for the 1st down. He has taken some real punishment in this game, but still standing in the pocket completing that one.
He's a flat-out warrior. There's no question about that. How about him stepping up into the teeth of the rush and delivering there for that big strike and that big pickup?
He'll look middle here and give it to Odunze. And the Bears are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bears with a football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete. Here now, 2nd and goal.
Let's go.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17.
That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed.
Let's go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown.
Well, obviously, Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game. But, hey, they got enough points to get the job done, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. In such a low-scoring game, it completely changes everything you had planned to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win. And in this type of a game, to play their defense, that became one of their biggest keys.
So for the Bills, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week. bit of a sloppy track here at Soldier Field. Still getting some of the wraparound rain bands of a low-pressure system that's hovered over Chicago the last couple of days. But tonight we kick off Week 6 with a great Thursday night matchup, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Chicago Bears. On the visitor's sideline, Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell. His guys sitting at 3-2 at this point of the season. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys came up short on the road last week. Now they're trying to turn things around in front of the home crowd here. The Chicago offense set to get started. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
A gain of 4. It's now
2nd and 6. Over the middle, he's going to find Burden. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. The Bears at 2-3 here to begin the new season. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Look at this defense for the Vikings. Coming into this one ranked number 19 in the NFL against the Pats.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make, because they know that going against a team of this magnitude and the way that they're playing, they cannot afford to let them get on a roll early, chip away at their timing. No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
Now back to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. Yeah, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week. And you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind. Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Half the 60, half the 60. Go.
They'll set up to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. A good pickup there at 22
yards.
I tell you what, 3rd and 10, you look over, and you've got that punt team getting loose on the sideline. So that puts added importance on this play. You certainly don't want to see them on the field. And after a couple of incompletions, 3rd time's the charm as they get the hook up here and pick up the first down.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. This defense for the Vikings, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
2nd and 13. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Back to throw here. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first.
The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Let's go.
They'll set up a throw. He's into space past the 25. And finally down at the 9-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They'll drop the throw. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was. Whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for. Now they're a little further behind the 8 ball after the interception led to the touchdown. So a 2-score deficit here, 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
This throw nearly intercepted. Oh, the big D lineman almost had it, but 3rd down coming up.
10 yards to go.
Here we go, here we go.
They're going to look to throw. And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. And remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had one pick. It could have been his second, but instead it's 4th down. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. His throw incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
70 Lions.
On second down, they'll run it here. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was a tight end. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Here we go, set. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this third quarter of play.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. And he'll be taken down after big yardage, but folks, there is a flag down, and they're already walking this one back. Well, that one hurts. That wipes away what would have been a big play.
But you and I both know coaches aren't real big on silver linings, but at least that play call was a successful one. Now the focus offensively, that goes to overcoming the penalty and making all that yardage back again.
They'll look to throw here.
That is incomplete.
Give him big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
The offense on third down tonight, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 16. Looking to throw.
Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. And the Vikings are going to get the football back at their own 17.
They'll take over first down 10 at their own 17-yard line.
final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close.